Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean.
Hi. Good evening and welcome to Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show. Now, this is the first for 2023. So, Terry-Ann, I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus. And as usual with me on the show is...
Hello. Happy New Year. Happy All Years. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite, the other co-creator. So happy and excited to be in this 2023. Jennifer, how are you? But first, Jennifer,
great, and you know we have to start by toasting the new year.
Yes.
So, listen, Happy New Year!
What a
yes,
great place to be. How are you, Jennifer? How are you?
I am great. And you know what? I am so happy that we're able to bring in the new year. You know, we had a little All Year's aligned with some very close friends. It was beautiful, you know. So 2022 ended for me on a high note, and 2023, well, it just continued. Let me say it flowed.
Yeah.
2022 high note flowed into 2023. So I am feeling great. What about you?
I think so, Jennifer. I feel, and all you can say what all you want, but that's how I feel it. I feel rich and I feel blessed.
Great, yes.
Rich because it's not that a lot of money is in the bank, but Jennifer, 2022 had so many ups and downs and left and right and changes. And, you know, you would think that, oh my God, so many things happened in 2022. But for me, Jennifer, with connections in the background, we went from strength to strength. Listen, viewers, you all are giving us some feedback. We are reaching people we didn't even, oh my God, thank you so much. It is so great to get affirmation that what you are doing is resonating.
Yeah.
So Jennifer, with that, and then with all the family issues, but everything landed beautifully.
Yeah.
We landed on a high. My mom passed and it was beautiful. And then daddy is settled, the family settled, and we going guns. So Jennifer, when I tell you I'm feeling rich and blessed, I hope you understand what I mean.
Yeah, but what would be, if you have to identify what may be behind that, why with all the different challenges you're able to at this stage still feel blessed, Jennifer, and have gratitude for what has happened?
I think the problem is that word, challenges. I think the problem is that word. Life continued. My mother came to the end of her natural life, and it was preceded by a period of illness. But she was comfortable. She was given good treatment. She was surrounded by love. My father saw the passing of his spouse of 65 years and his friend of 72 years. But he knew the love and comfort of his children, of his family, and it is part of life. It was not a challenge.
Right.
It was
so
not
how you view it, your view of your situation.
Yeah. So if I see it as a challenge, it meant that I could have reversed her sarcoidosis or I was supposed to stop
Right.
her from living, from passing, or I could have done something to prevent my father's grief. No, the thing is, it is the passage of life. Once you're alive, you're going to have death. And out of that came all kinds of other things. So once something ends, something else starts. And I mean, you did the show. She was our biggest fan. And I think 2022 was our peak year. But so far. So I think that it is in that mode. I don't see challenge. And we say challenge. I see there's stuff, and I was well prepared. I am so proud of the daughter that lady created, because sorry, daddy, that lady and that man created. So I was able to deal with it even in the absence of my siblings. And if I feel anything now but joy, blessings, being proud and being rich, I think I would be betraying my parents and the work that they did. So that's why I'm where I am now. But Jennifer, you had a phenomenal year. How are you?
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I use the word challenges, and I'm happy that you have explained it like that, Terian, because if any time we look, and I'm saying we, just speaking, tend to look at all the negatives. So something is not going the way you would like it, you look at it as a challenge. And as soon as you say challenge, it means that you may not be able to, there's no hope. It means that it tend to say, well, hard times. So that we have to change. And this is one thing for me that I have been doing, but I am more conscious of it. And it's how you speak and how you view things. And if we can remove the negative words, things that make us feel unhappy or make us feel that there is no hope. And for me, 2022, yes, there were many, many, many things that came up, but listen to me. I enjoyed it all. I enjoyed it all because listen, I turn around things. So yes, I had to make some adjustments while I wait to move back into the house. Some of the adjustments may not have been ideal, but listen,
Jennifer,
I saw it
you built
as
a whole
just
house.
a way
Jennifer,
to move forward.
I'm not letting you do that. You built a whole house.
Well, I'm getting to that, but prior to that, the journey to it, what has happened to make it work, because I would not have achieved it if I didn't go along with that faith, with that positive outlook, with taking responsibility, Terian, not seeing myself as a victim, saying, oh gosh, why me? Where am I going to get the money? No, I didn't see myself as a victim at all. I saw it as a great opportunity I'm telling you, to bring out the best in me, and the skills that I knew I had, but I never had to use. So for instance, when I told the contractor, I am going to buy everything. Leave it to me. I would choose all the things, everything. And in addition to that, I manage any project. I'm going to be my own project manager. As a contractor, he has that skill. He will do the building part, the construction part. But you see, the managing of the project, I decided, hey. So, and prior to that, I visualized how it's going to be. I visualized how I want my life to be, and the type of decision making and the enthusiasm I had surpassed any sort of things that may want to pop up to make you feel, you can't make it. It couldn't penetrate me. So, and I reached to this stage, yes, and I'm very proud of what I've achieved and the final result. And, I feel so good, like when I entertained friends and they would say, wow, you did well. And I'm saying, thank you, Lord. So I have that gratitude. I live in gratitude, Terry-Ann.
Of course.
And moving into 2022, as I said, for me, it's nothing new. It's a process. It's a journey I'm on, and it is a positive journey.
Yeah. And the thing about it, and Jennifer, one of the things we need to do, we did a vision board exercise early in the year.
Yes.
And let me tell all you something. You see, my vision board image, that is where I am right now.
Yep.
Because that vision board was done before the intensity of the challenges came into being. I did the traveling that I wanted to do. I did the things with the family that I wanted to do. And all right, there was an interruption, mom passed. But that vision board, the essence of my vision board, is where I am now. And it goes back, Jennifer, to just what you're talking about. If we don't set an agenda for ourselves, then whatever comes at us will become our agenda, because we are a blank canvas waiting for something to be put on. And if you hand that over to the media, to other people, or the environment, let me tell you, ain't nothing positive out there. There's nothing positive out there.
And you're correct. We have to, let me share this too. I mean, I got some real calls, people yesterday. I got a call. First of all, I saw a WhatsApp call coming in from a foreign number and I didn't know it. So I didn't answer. I declined. But I responded to that, and I text the person, what's the app, them, and told them, listen, please let me know who is calling, otherwise I wouldn't answer the call. And they replied, this is an old friend of yours from how many years ago? And I sent and said, I'm still not answering. The surprise will be when you tell me who it is, okay? And they, I guess knowing me, they say, okay. It's not a back and forth, because if he didn't, I was just going to decline and leave it like that. But this is a call of someone who worked with me, he said 13 years ago, migrated, and we had never been in touch after that for many reasons. But flipping through whatever, he saw me and he got a number and he called. And Terry-Ann, I mean, it was amazing. We spoke for over an hour. But coming out of it, he said something. And I said, what are you doing now? And he said, he's in Florida. And he said, you know what? I always love playing lawn tennis. And I got into a group, and since I'm up there, I am playing tennis and I am doing things that I would not have been able to do in Trinidad. And I'm saying, table tennis, why can't you? Not table tennis, lawn tennis. And I'm saying,
so many courts.
Why couldn't I? Didn't ask him that, but when after the conversation and reflecting, as I said, we reflected on different things. I reflected and have, a lot of gratitude, and I thank the Lord for my gift of maintaining friendships and being able to reach others. And I thought about, why don't we do the things we like? Why do we have to wait until we have an ideal situation?
What
and
ideal?
When he made that comment,
what ideal?
yeah. Why are you waiting? Find your joy now. If you like to do something, there are so many ways you could do it. Why are you waiting to reach maybe in his case a foreign land, but in some cases people say, oh, I'm not living in the area, or they won't take people like me to play tennis, or I don't know how, all the different reasons why not to bring joy to your life. And that is what I want to see. So that for me was an example of, why are we not just doing what we love to do? What is preventing us? And it's not about money. Money didn't come into the conversation at all. It's about not it's not giving yourself permission to be happy.
You're in your own way. And Jennifer, I want to use the example of what we do. you see that I say this block, this thing here, we both had our passions, but this is the 40th year, Jennifer. We're going into our 40th year. April will be 4 years.
Big celebration in
April
April.
will be 4 years. The thing about it is that we get in our own way. You stop yourself. So it's a reason for everything. What was there to stop us from every week presenting and talking about issues? Would have been us, either you or me or the internet breakdown. What was there a challenge in finding things to talk about? No, life continued. And every week something comes up. Do we have the ability to present, excuse me, after being on this earth for 50 plus, 60 plus, 70 plus years, you telling me in this brain of mine, I don't have an opinion, I don't have a thought. All right, it's shaky, it's scary. And one of the things we always say is find a partner to join up and go forward. So the only thing you will say, you're going away to do something. And I think, and I'm happy for those who have gone away and have manifested. But for those who remain, at the end of the day, you are letting yourself get in your way. And I want to say that I know that some people have real challenges, and real challenges have to be dealt with. And there are people who legitimately, for different forms of psychosis, different forms of challenges, cannot be out there. And I'm not talking to those people. We know ourselves. We just make up stories and reasons to not go out there and be happy. What did your granddaughter, your sister's granddaughter, say about joy?
She said, in her view now, she's just 9. In her view, my sister, her grandmother, was talking to her and saying, you know what, she's doing all these things. She decided she's going out and enjoy, having fun. And the granddaughter was so happy for her and say, you know what she have found in terms of adults, that is stuff out the joy out of their life. And that was so appropriate. We really do. We really do. And she had to admit, listen to her, she said, that is a point. We should be very careful because we tend to do that. Somebody come with some very great news and they might say, so and so happened, and they say, well, you have to be careful because you respond. We tend not to respond happy and celebrating. Instead, you're looking at the negative. And Terry, and it brings me to this. In terms, as I said, I had really, many, many calls for the new year. And again, yesterday, other friend called me and we chatting and she said, girl, I getting so much WhatsApp with all these predictions and the doom and gloom. Oh gosh, girl, how we will make out? And I am saying, how we will make out? And this brings me, I thought, yes, I know all the experts, everybody predicting. And it brings me back to all when it had the COVID. Nobody could have predicted what happened. The best of experts, the best economists, the best doctor, none of them, up to today, they're still not sure about this COVID issue. And I am saying, just as how, and she said it's a long list. She had a list, whoever sent her the list. And I am saying, after, I allow her to be, my thing is, it's not going to affect me. But why not do our own predictions? Why not predict, just as how they're sending these predictions and many people are watching it and saying, yeah, that is true. We're really suffering, the grocery high, the crime high, everything high. If you have to tick everything, they're going to the highest. Why not do our own prediction? Predict how you want your life to be. And in those predictions, just as how you're looking at the negative aspect of that prediction and say, okay, crime is high, so I'm looking up myself. Predict for you, you're going to enjoy life, and this is how you're going to do it. All right? You're going to live the life you want. This is how you're going to do it. Not what others predict would happen to your life. And yes, Terry Ann said it. We understand the situation. We're living in reality. So don't think at all we're not living in reality. All those predictions they have there, to me, is not predictions. This is life we're going through. This is
Just
the
the
stage of the life.
situation, that's the
This is
context.
where we at in the world. You know, our foreparents, they went through wars and all that. This is where we are. So we are aware of that. The thing about it is predict your own life. And I have, Terry Ann, I predict my life, I tell you. I have, and it's a journey. So this is nothing new. It's nothing I'm saying 2023. I will know I continuing to enjoy my life by predicting how I want to enjoy it. Looking at any, yes, obstacles will come. That is life. But as the obstacles come, I'm predicting that and
You're
saying,
meant to climb
okay,
over. That's exercise.
I go in
Climb
and
over.
enjoy myself. I predicting, you know what? I'm not going here. I'm going there to enjoy myself because this is where my community is. This is where I feel safe. This is what I could afford. But guess what? The bottom line is I go be happy. I'm not locking up myself in the house because they tell me crime high, beware of the hotspot areas and all that. I know that. I know where I go in.
I know.
So
I know
yes.
I get in there. I know I'm coming back.
So my I would say, and this is what I am doing, my own predictions, being aware of what is happening around me. So when you have your own, Terry, and you can't come and tell me, you ain't predicting for me. You understand? You not predict. I will listen to you, but you are not living my life for me.
Listen,
I
Jennifer,
preach there, right?
you preach. Amen, sister. Amen. 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 Touch the camera. Amen.
Do I get an amen?
About it, I am taking Christmas lunch. We know I am Miss Hototo. Okay?
Yes.
I am
yes.
Miss Hototo. And my father and I made a decision because we were kind of nervous about, oh God, this is the first Christmas without mommy. And people were like, ugh. And I just said, excuse me, we proceeded. We are proceeded. So I had to deal with the reality that I'm going to have about 30 people at the house as usual for Christmas. I need to feed them. Jennifer, I made my way to the people wholesale markets in McCoy, and I see the 100, I had to buy a big bundle of size. It was $200. I said, okay, we're not going to be using a lot of scythe. I make a check and I have a set of little scythe plant in my garden. I say I'll be using onion because onion gives a scythe.
Yep.
They had a nice bundle of body. It was $60. You can see the bundle of body. I buy my bundle of body, I come home, I cut up my body, and up to now I still have 3 bags of body in the freezer. Body going to be until whenever. It was just $60. I decided I get my callaloo because it was $3 a bundle in the wholesale market and I could buy 1 bundle. When I come home, I forget I had 2 bags of cooked callaloo in the fridge from 2 months ago. Hello, the cut up callaloo stay until March and the 2 bundles. But the fact of the matter is, even when I got to the expensive parts, which is the meats, okay, I just cut down. I stewed 2 chickens and I had ham and a smoked turkey, and they were on sale by Great Foods by the factory. That was the meat. And they had the body and carrot mixed up with a nice, if you see my fancy body, with some cheese sprinkle on the body and the carrots.
I'm telling you, presentation.
My reconstituted callaloo from 2 months ago. I make my take normal potato, cheap potato, make a nice scallop potato. What else did I do? Oh, pastel, Miss Pastel. There was and this is it, you have to go and check. PriceMart brought in this big bag of plantains. Now, when it was ripe plantains, it was frozen. And it was it was very, very cheap. $60 something a bag. So I make my mincemeat mix of pastas and I realize there's something called pastillion. Plantain instead of the corned beef. Man, I take out my plantain and I pound it with some.
Yeah.
Listen, the dish was, Jennifer, if you see my spread, for the 30 people, Jennifer, if I spend take the ham, the meat out, if I spent $300 on the vegetables that I served, I spent plenty of money. That proved to me, you see, the grocery could go where the grocery want to go.
I'm telling you.
Go and be creative. You have to do some work. Now, I admit there are some people who might not like to cook, but if you don't do that, and unlike you who have a small family, you're going to run into problems. But excuse me, 32 people were fed and watered. We had a beautiful Christmas. Everybody was laughing and happy. We think mommy was there. She was joining in the line too. And it is just choice. Make an adjustment because yes, fuel prices are going up. Costs are going up. I mean, after the war, and our parents talk about how hard it was after the war. And a lot of our current dishes became popular. You know, find a breadfruit, find something local, do something. You don't need to look at the imported things and the strawberries and the apples. And the grapes did not make an appearance. There was none of that.
And Terry, and we also noticed, you know, traditionally.
Oh, and I make pancha I make pancha crab.
Okay. You know, traditionally also for Old Year's night. Oh gosh, you must go out. You have to dress up. You have to buy a new outfit and you're going out. And many people had their little socials at home.
Yeah, and they had fun.
You know, so you cut down on cost.
Yeah.
So, and then again, stop comparing. You know, some people say, oh, a body mix for Christmas. I never heard that. This mix for Christmas and thing. Or Callaloo, not fresh where you just finished swizzle. And let me tell you,
nobody
when
knew.
you set it out there, everybody enjoying themselves. Why not? Why you feel you must have it in the way that others do it?
Jennifer,
the joy is coming together as a family, yeah?
Yeah, no, but still, it also says where our values are coming from. Because in the last, and it's not a COVID thing, it is, I think in the last, I would say 10 years. And we would have gone to Hilton or Hyatt to celebrate things, whether you go Mother's Day or whatever it is. And excuse me, the body and the bhaji on the people buffet, yeah? And they put it in the fancy crystal and they put the lettuce and the parsley to make it look fun. And you're eating the body and the bhaji right there. Because they knew way back then that you eat local, you buy local. And we are the ones who just behave yourself. Just take what is in front of you, use your creativity and convert it. If you don't know how to cook, talk to some friend. Some friend must know how to cook and come and help you do something.
And
Jennifer, you entertained for Christmas. So how did you do your menu?
I have no problem. As I said, I don't look at what traditionally is done. I look at the balance and I have enough. So what I did, I said, okay, let me do the potatoes. I look at health too. I'm very much into the health. So, and I look at, because I'm not, you know, long time they say on the stove stirring a pot. That's not me. So I did some roasted potatoes, red potatoes. Yes, the red potatoes may have been a little more expensive, but when you buy one bag and you cut it up small, I put the olive oil and the herbs in it, roasted, good. That went in the oven. I didn't buy, as I said, I am for a smaller person and I'm not looking at wastage, you know? So I was very conscious that things wasn't waste. So I bought they had on sale the butterball turkey, just small enough. I did that and I just sliced that. I did the rice. And all these things to me, for those who
and the family brought dishes.
I wouldn't say I can't cook because I think everybody could cook, because listen to me, YouTube showing you what to put in, how, everything. I actually looked up YouTube for a different type of festive rice. When I say different type, And that was, when I watched, it was so easy.
Exactly.
I did not go to the market to buy fresh. I use the tins. So 2 tins of mixed vegetables, and you mix it up in that pot, and you put all the things in it, and you just put the rice after, and you do that. And everybody, I ordered pastas, like you, I ordered the pastas. But when you work out, as you said, cost, it did not cost me much, because my meats, as I said, the turkey, you cut it up.
Slice it
Plus,
thin.
you, with a small family, you don't need, I would say, about 7 different dishes. And for me also, family members brought things. So that's how, traditionally, that's how we do it, huh? Traditionally, that's how we do it. So I would say this is what my menu is, and they would say they would bring things to complement it.
Of
So
course.
it was great. We had a spread, and everybody enjoyed themselves. And by the way, it had to take home.
So,
They all had a little thing to take home for the next day. And that's how we do it.
and I'm
Everybody,
sure, Jennifer, I'm sure that all of us, when we look back, there is something about us that loves to go with the narrative or allow us to go with the narrative. But I'm sure most of us had a great Christmas. We celebrated. We may have had a few who, for reasons, may not have been able to do it as much as we would have liked. But I am sure for most of us, in spite of what the grocery presented, in spite of what the price of gas was, in spite of the impending rise in electricity, in spite of the war in Ukraine, we had a good Christmas because we adapted. And I think we just need to, not, as you said, watch your tongue, watch what you're saying. You're predicting stuff for yourself that's not going to be nice for you. And what did this little girl said? You're snuffing out your joy.
Gratitude, before we complain, we really should look within ourselves and say, why are we complaining? We have life, because let me tell you, anytime you're feeling ill, you know what your scare is? You're going to die. Because you don't want to die, you want to live. Okay? So we have life. We have life. And enjoy your life as it is now. Find the things to do, and surround yourself. And we say it all the time, and it's a fact, when you surround yourself with people who like you and they come together, we're not talking about all the gloom and doom. We are just happy, laughing. And if someone bring up a situation that we feel is negative, by the time we give our views, we turn that around.
Let them talk and
move that on. Person's all say,
just let them talk and move on. You don't have to reflect on it. Let them talk and move on.
So the other that I continue in terms of my life, Terry-Ann, though begrudge, others. And I'm saying that because, and I'm using reference to things that was said to me when when friends call to give greetings. And one situation was where that person was telling me, they were complaining about the relationship because they found that their loved one didn't show the kind of love and care and didn't buy the gift that they expected and wasn't showing. And this is a good friend of mine found. He wasn't showing the appreciation that she felt she deserved. And my thing is, we have, and when people chat with me and I listen, I check myself, Terry-Ann, to see, am I going down that road? Because I don't want to go down that road, And it came to me that and I mentioned it to her too, should manage our expectations and understand where the other person is. because you don't know what they're going through. They're going through their own issues within. They may not be sharing it, but by not showing the love, and I could understand, because I always say I am not that, I'm not an emotional person and that type that demonstrating love in the way some people would, the hugging, kissing, the all the other things. But I will demonstrate love in a different way. And you should appreciate and understand your friends to know they are your friend or they are your partner. They love you, but they may not show it in the way you want them to show it. And if you can't communicate that to them with the same love, then when you complain, so for instance,
she wanted
she's
him to read her
complaining to
mind.
me. Yeah, she's complaining to me. And if I encourage her to continue to feel that way about her spouse, or feel that, or you feel that way about your partner, if I encourage that, Terry, what am I doing there? I'm not helping a relationship. I'm not helping her to continue on a journey of love. So I have to be very careful, and we should be very careful how we respond when our friends, talk in a very negative manner, especially about the ones they're living with, because they have to live in love. So as I continue my journey into 2023, my thing is I have to be very careful, or I will be very careful, or continue to be careful with my response. It must not be a response to make you feel worse at all. It must be a response to make you feel better about yourself or the other person, or then you just say okay and no response.
You see, this is the main difference between Jennifer and I. And this is where I'm the bad one, because Jennifer has that caring. Jennifer will try to get you on the wrong side. Now, if you tell me that your spouse or your friend or your partner didn't give you what I expected, I will ask you, did you tell the spouse or the partner what you wanted? And if you say no, I say, well, then how you expect to get it? And I'm moving on. Because people, I manage, I really have no expectation of anyone for anything.
Yeah.
But I know what I want to give and how I give love, and how when something comes back to me, it's like, I suppose what I expect back is smiles and happiness, and I get it. And I think we are grown adults, and we know that people cannot read your mind. If you expect something and you didn't articulate it, you are expecting someone to read your mind. If they don't read it correctly, then there's something going on. And if there's something going on, address it. If you don't address it, then you're okay with the status quo. And if your status quo is, because Jennifer, probably not with your friend, but I know some people who get an immense joy from complaining about their partners. That's the life. That's it. Get into a good lacquerie with he or she bad, or he or she didn't do this. And that is their joy, because when you dig into it, there is so much more that they get that they don't reflect. And this may not be your friend, but I know people who choose to pick on the little thing. And if I'm sitting down for Christmas and I'm expecting X, and it is not something that you're accustomed doing, then how would you know to give me X unless I tell you that I want X for Christmas? I think that is so unfair. But it's how we choose to, and thank God, Jennifer, that there are people like you in the world, because I swear to God, if everybody was like me, we're in trouble,
And let me tell you, and as you talk about friendship, for me, friendship is important. And I mentioned my friend who called after 13 years, who worked with me.
Yes.
And he said to me, he said, I'm going to tell you something and you'll be very proud of me. And I said, what? He has been disconnected with his siblings for years.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he did not speak to his brother for 20 years. 20.
Wow.
Now, when he worked with me, I knew there were family issues. So we spoke about that a lot. And I always encourage him to forgive. Is it forgive and forget? Just forgive and move on, because it releases that negative energy with you in you. So I will tell him that. Of course, it didn't work. And when he told me that, I said, how your brother reacted. He said, he's talking to him. He did not recognize his voice.
Not 20 years.
He put him on speaker, and he said, the wife in the background, he heard the wife telling him, but that sounding like Carrie. He said, he said, nah, my brother, no, he was dead and gone by now. Isn't that something? And
But
he
if you talk for
said,
20 years,
clearly, he on the other end, so he really felt that, nah, that couldn't be the brother talking to him. And I'm saying this because we carry, let me tell you, and it eating away, but we don't want to admit that is affecting us, because we feel we're too big or too proud to say. And when I say unforgive, you're just releasing you,
live
you're
your life.
releasing you're getting rid of your negative energy and you're moving on. You don't have to be by the person every day, hugging them and kissing them and asking forgiveness. No. But just that call. And he said, I said, what did you say? He said, well, I ain't say nothing, but I'm sorry, I just say, hi, how you going?
But
That's all that's
we have
needed,
to do.
Just that phone call. I say, spoke to him. He said the conversation wasn't long because it became uncomfortable. But at least at the end of the day, the brother would have felt that he reached out and he alive.
And that is all we have to do. I don't think anybody needs to do anything. Don't put yourself into an uncomfortable state. If you can't talk to someone, send a postcard. Send a postcard.
Yes.
So you
you find a way that will make you comfortable.
Yeah, you see the set of stress. It's great that they reached out or whatever it is, because we too old for carrying all that baggage. It's time to drop it. It's time to clear up and organize. So, Jennifer girl, we have ended 2022 on a high. And I so hope that most of you tribe, our 5.8G tribe, that you all are, what is good is when we meet you all and you talk, especially, oh gosh, Gael people. Oh God, we love all it too bad, Gael
I mentioned, Terian, I went up Parang line, and there I'm in the line waiting for food and enjoying myself. And this person came up to me and hugged me. She said, thank you. Listen, you all are real funny. I love to watch you. Of course, I don't know. I said, from you? She said, of course. Gael said, where is watching Gael? So thank you, Aaron. So yes, the feedback. I tell you, yesterday I got out a call saying thank you, and they're looking more than one, Terry. And I told you we got a lot of texts that saying thank you. They're looking forward for 2023. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, no,
we thank you for supporting us, for following us, and to continue to follow us.
Life is good, and if it's one thing that what Jennifer and I do, and I think this is not a scripted show. There is no script. This is us presenting ourselves to you. We have good hair days and bad hair days. My bad hair days being properly disguised with a nice head wrap, because I decided I'm not sitting down to braid no hair for Christmas. So by 2 weeks from now, you'll see the new look, all right? But what we give you is ourselves. It's not scripted. And what really makes me happy is when I meet people and they get it. They understand that this is coming from our hearts. It is, we might have a topic we want to talk about, and based on how Jennifer and I vibe and go, the topic will be explored, that we genuinely, because we want our lives to be better. We are average people. We are average people. We're not in the dumps, but we're not up there. And we recognize that we are on a different stage in life. The life we had is no longer there. The life that's coming ahead needs preparation, but there is no need to be worried. And we created our space, and we're so happy that so many of you all identify with it, and you are coming on board to join us. And that's where we are. So Jennifer, we finished with the greetings and stuff. This is this section. We have to go into the next section where we're going to talk about 2023.
Yep. And what we are going to do.
We will be back very soon. See you on the next side. So we are in 2023, and we have to continue our tribe. We have to continue being a tribe. And you know, Jennifer, we ended last year with a series with two very, very important guests. We had Bernard Shepherd, managing partner at Lex Caribbean, attorney at law. And then there was our ever special Dr. Jennifer Rouse, gerontologist. And we were talking about preparing. There were two shows to the end of last year. And then we had our forum Real Talk, and some gems came out. And we want you all to really, for those of you who didn't attend the forum, go back to those shows and pay attention to those shows. Because in the forum, Dr. Jennifer Rouse made a comment that was profound. It was profound. And I think based on a lot of what we said just now, it truly gets to the heart, the core, the source of what is snuffing joy out of our lives. And she said, we are not curious. We know we need to know about some things, but we just not being curious. We're not asking questions. We don't want to learn. And we are afraid. We are afraid of any and everything. It's so easy to spook us. And that combination of not being curious and being afraid of everything is causing us to not live and have reduced joy. Jennifer, we've decided that we are dealing with that upfront in this 2023.
And I agree, because we're moving forward to be happy, to live a quality life, to live the life we want to live. And I mean, Dr. Rouse has so much experience dealing with the 5.8G, the 50 to 80 generation. Oh. I mean, Dr. Rouse has done so much research that she does research all the time. She presents papers. And for her to identify those two areas, Terrian, we can't ignore it. We can't ignore it at all. We need to also explore it. Some of us may fall in some categories, some may not. But I'm telling you that if we address those two areas, under all different, we will have shows, and then at the end, we will definitely do a forum, etc. But we need to address that. I see that is so important for 2023. And we thank Dr. Rouse for bringing it forward. And definitely, we're going to be using her to help, help us go through this journey that we are on.
And the thing is, to prepare for our shows, and over the next few weeks, you're going to see guests coming on to deal with, we getting under the issues. And this is the disclaimer. This is the disclaimer. Before dramatic shows and stuff, you see this contains sensitive topic, or this show contains triggering information or not suitable for young viewers. Well, all of those disclaimers going on here. This is for 50 plus, 50 to 80, because we are going to be touching on things that we know are a challenge for us. But because we are Connection 50 plus, we believe that our tribe, if you're part of our tribe, it's bothering you, but you do want a solution. You want to find a way out. So what we are going to have is a series of conversations where we address and we try to bring the issues to the fore so that you get a starting point to find your way out of it. We're going to have events and we're going to have forums that allow you to delve more deeply, but we know it's a few of you who will have access to those. But for the most part, through our discussions and through the guests that we bring on, we are hoping to at least open and put some oxygen on the issues that may be causing us to not be curious and causing us to stay in fear. And Jennifer, we did some surveys and we asked some people to give us some ideas about what kinds of topics. And who you want to go first? You want to go first or you want me to go first with the things that we've had?
I have to, you go first.
Okay.
I'll let you go first. And I will bring in,
because I think yours is a nice. So I spoke to about, it was an informal survey and asked people, okay, what are the issues that you see that would cause people to, they're not curious about and they causing fear. And when I say these things, if it resonates with you, then no, you need to find yourself here every Wednesday evening on YouTube or Facebook and find yourself on Gaia every Monday evening. So these are
also I want to ask Terian, and they can WhatsApp or message us and let us get your opinion.
Yes. Join our WhatsApp group.
So tell us what's affecting you.
These are the types of topics that we got. Loneliness, trying to find the meaning of life, becoming incapacitated. We always say disability is worse than better, and how you're taking care of yourself. Relationship with adult children, adjustments to smaller social circles, fixed incomes in a period of inflation, romanticizing what went before and being anxious about the future. There's no present. You're either in the past or you worry about the future. Another person talked about health challenges, your relationships, waning sex drive for women and impotence for men. These are things we've talked about, but they're the things that, sometimes we just don't care. We tend to lose the ability to care. We're worried about leaving estate for children because we're watching the children. That came up in the forum that we discussed.
Yes.
How do we, when you're relatively strong and still have some verve in you, start over after the death of a spouse? A lot of us feel that because his spouse dead, we now dead too, and we don't know how to start over. This is particularly a female problem. Men don't have that problem. Some people find themselves married, but they're still single. This whole issue of those letters, LGBTQ, boy, oh boy, is that giving us some trouble. That is giving trouble.
That, Darian, has been coming up all the time as an issue.
There is the other one they talked about, urban poverty. You're too poor to eat, but you're too rich to beg. And a lot of us in the middle, we don't have enough to live, but we don't know how to express that. And medical insurance, what is going to happen? And then our whole issue with spirituality, oh geez and ages, this, I'm not saying my God is clear and known to me, but geez and ages, sometimes the pastor, the priest, the pundit, the imam, everybody, the secular things are sending us crazy. And
and it's in with spirituality too. We see spirituality, and those people may feel, if I belong, my religion is the right one. And if you are in a different religion, then what you're doing is not right. And at this stage, at the 5.8G stage, we really need to relook at that way of thinking.
So Jennifer, what are some of the things you got in your survey?
Well, one of the things is that we don't know how to take responsibility at this stage. We tend to hold on to old traditions. So mainly we don't know how to let go. So we need to know how to let go and embrace the times we are in. That was one. And following that, not being able to let go, we don't know how to live a joyful life. We almost living in denial, and I said and some people will affect, some not, but living in denial, not facing reality, and not going within to find that joy. We seem incapable of finding that joy within. We should be less judgmental, and I say begrudging. For instance, as you see, I love the color. I love color in my hair. For me, that brings me joy. I'm happy going around with red, gold, whatever color here. But the judgment, and I just use in my hair because I have all different ways of judging, whether you too old at this stage to have a certain hairstyle.
Wear shorts.
Whether
you're too old to wear shorts. Whether you're too old to wear shorts.
Yeah, or wear shorts. Whether, sorry to say for the woman, the man you have at this age, you shouldn't have them, they're too young. Or for the men, the woman you have in your life, they like your daughter age, that sort of thing. Just live life. So that is an issue. And for when we think like that, it prevents us from enjoying ourselves, because it was brought up too that we may watch someone, deep down we know we would love to do what they're doing. We would love to have that free spirit to enjoy life in that way. But because we are not allowing ourselves permission, because we're inhibited by so many things, we instead criticize that person or don't want to be a friend of that person. So there's a lot of emotional issues too we have to deal with.
We bad talk the person.
Oh, yes.
Behind their back.
Yes.
We bad talk them. That is, you're there with them, linemen, and you're glad to be in their circle because they have energy and stuff, but you're bad talking them behind their back, men and women.
It's almost like you begrudge their happiness, and you want to know, how could she be happy? From what I know, she's not working anyway, or the children, and that's the other thing that came up, and you mentioned about relationship, family relationship. So it is difficult, we have found, and this is feedback from others, and we asked persons within our cohort, so we didn't go outside of that. And family relationships, when our children or whoever, our loved ones, when in our we feel that they're doing well, and what we call well is they may be in a certain profession or at a certain level, or living in a certain area. Oh, we talk all about that particular one that is in that category. But the ones that may not, in our eyes or in what we look at, that society has put that pressure on them, if they don't conform, if they are not conforming in the social, what they would think social norms, instead of still say, oh, that's our daughter, they're doing great in whatever they're doing, we tend also to put down our own family members by saying, that one, they didn't do good, they only doing this, or the cross they marry, or the cross they wed, or I don't know what happened. I spend all that money and all they're doing is smoking or drinking. That's our thing. They're on drugs. They're
living over
negative. Yeah. Right? And I have to deal, we're not even going down the road with the hairstyles. So we tend to really not, I'm talking about Terry and our own. I'm not talking about other people.
Our children.
We tend to praise those who we feel that society, they're doing well, as we say, And those who not doing well, we make it worse for them. And let me just share this. If Terrian calls me and tell me her son is worthless and he this and he that and the other, and she put down the phone and I am talking to somebody else, I'll say, you know, Terrian's son is this, that, and that. She catching, and I could say that she catching her tail. Well, we don't say it, but with him, and I don't know why she don't put him out. And it goes on and on. And guess what you're doing? You put in such negative vibes on that child and encouraging Terrian to continue along those lines. Yep. We have to change that too. Mm-hmm. We must find something good. Oh gosh, it's our sibling, it's our family. We must find something good and stop the judgment. Even if you're not happy, find something to say positive or don't say anything. I have, Terry, and I'm very passionate about it. I live it. I got to talk. Let me tell you, I live it. Mm-hmm. And if I talk to Terry and so she's always, she's a champion for the young people. She is so if you want any positive, don't care what you see. Terrian will find that aspect of that child or whoever it is to say, but look at that. Here, that music is so positive. Look at what they're doing, and could always point out to you what the younger generation within our families, because I keep saying I'm keeping it within the family. Mm-hmm. Please, for 2023, if we haven't been doing it before, from the time you start saying they're on drugs or they this or they that, switch that. They're creative, they're talented, they love. And one other thing here I'm really preaching today is that when you say positive things in the earshot of those people, so for instance, you have a gathering, and when you're boasting about the one that's doing good, please also boast about the skills, the talent, or the love. If it's just to say the love, you love your children. You could just leave it like, I love my children, don't care what. These are my children, and I will do my best to give the support. Yeah. Cut out the negative. I finish preach. They're not well preaching today on this show. You're running out of time.
But Jennifer, one of the things that I will say, and it's to confront, and what I realize is we unidimensional, and we have grown up in a culture of you go to school and you do well. So we feel that it is only the ones who shine academically are the ones that really doing something that worthy of the investment we made. And we're not recognizing the gifts that are in the others who are creative, who are industrious, who are making it, who are the ones who are taking care of people, they're kind, they're doing all, and they have good work ethic, and they're building. And we're looking at 24-year-olds and imposing achievements that you did not reach to till you were 40. Yeah. Behave yourself. Behave. Until you were 40, you did not achieve what you want a 25-year-old to achieve. So behave. And my point on a lot of this, and it is something I have to check myself with too, we have high expectations of ourselves. We grew up, let's go back to Gregory Maguire's show. We were benefiting from a rising tide. So many of us, big shots, who got what we had to do, we grew up in a boom. And we have expectations about our children should look like, and they should sound like, and they should be doing. The current environment doesn't allow them to do that.
Doesn't allow it.
And we are projecting our disappointment in them, in ourselves. We are projecting our shortcomings in parenting because we were distracted. We know we did a show, we are distracted. We are projecting it back on them, and we have to stop that. And that is why I am an advocate for allowing young people to have space. I did not flower until my 40s. So how can I condemn a person in their 20s or 30s? They're on their way up. So you see that one with a relationship with adult children, and that one is close to my heart. So I might have to keep quiet in that show. And but anyway.
So it's all, we have a lot in store. a lot in store for 2023, our programs. And to add, for those wondering, are you all having socials? Yes, we are.
We have in socials, we
We
have in
are going to have
forums,
socials
we
also.
have in all of it. But you cannot be not curious, because if you're not curious, you won't continue learning. And you can't
Yes.
stay in fear, because you get stagnant and the world will go by you, and then you will really be entombed. So, Jennifer, we toasting again. Happy New Year. Wear
Yes.
glass. Wear glass. You better wear glass.
Yeah, no, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
We are not going to be afraid, and we're going to be curious and learn. 5.8
And have fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
50+ tribe and followers from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye
Bye
for
for
now.
now.